Hello and welcome back to the series for Adobe Premiere Pro, and in this particular part we'll talk about exporting your video. And for exporting, let's say you are done with your final edit and you want to export it out. You need to go to File, Export, Media. Okay, and here you will see a lot of options actually to export your videos, and I would say you do not worry about anything there. Okay, what I would do here is I will select QuickTime and make sure all these settings are checked. You want to export audio and video at the same time. And what I will do now is I will in the video codec, it is basically asking you to compress the video, and I will choose not to do that. Okay, so I will just choose something like none. Okay, so I do not want to compress my video, and I want to keep my final resolution. For my case, if you remember, it was 1280 by 720. Okay, frame rate was 25. Field type is progressive. Make sure it is progressive. Aspect ratio was 1. And I will leave everything else just like that. Okay, in audio I will make sure it is uncompressed, and I will look for my project folder. I will call it final versions, and I will hit open. Okay, so now I have chosen the format to be QuickTime, and I made sure that everything remained uncompressed because I do not really want to compress it as of now, and I will just export the video. So I have exported my video, and now I will check it. So I created it inside my final versions folder, and there is final edit. Now there is something to note. What we did here is we exported our final movie into a completely uncompressed format, which is an uncompressed QuickTime MOV, right? So the size will be quite big. Okay, so if you remember, our video was only about 18 seconds. Okay, and the final size of this file is around 1.2 GBs. Okay, now this is very important. When you create a film, be it a short film or a feature length film, it is good to have the final master version of your film which is uncompressed. What happens is later you can take this uncompressed version and make several versions of it. It could be for YouTube, it could be a beta cam, it could be film, it could be anything. Okay, you may need to create several versions of it, but you need to have your final uncompressed movie as a master file which you can later use for several versions. Okay, so always keep this file with you. Later, whatever you decide to choose to be your final stream or final distribution for a film, you must always keep this with you. Okay, so for Creative Media Lab we require to have FLV and H.264 compression. Later from this file you can create all those files, but if you just create one file which is an FLV and you lose the master editing file, you end up with a compressed version of your movie which is no good for any other further compression. Okay, so keep this master file with you always. And now I prefer to just use a QuickTime player to do further compressions for my video. Okay, so now I just check, it is uncompressed, it is nice, it has no compression whatsoever, it has sound. Okay, this file may not play well if you have a laptop or a desktop which doesn't really have any high specification, because it is a huge file. And if your short film is big, it can be even more the size. So you do not worry that your file is not playing. The reason it is not playing well is probably the file is too huge. Okay, so what I will do now in QuickTime is I will just click on File and Export, and in the options I will go to Settings and I will choose H.264. Okay, I will make sure it is automatic and the best quality, and I will just move the slider all the way to best. Okay, I will make sure the size is full 1920 by 1080. In my case, I created a movie which was 1280 by 720, but for your files it will be full HD. Okay, I will click on sound because I want the sound with it, and I will hit OK. Now I can export this file, save anywhere. Okay, so in the final versions folder, I will call this file to be final edit H264. Okay, so now this is my first version, which is compressed in H264 format. Okay, so I have exported the first version, which was H264, and now if you compare, this one was 1.2 GBs and this one is only 35 MBs, and if you play it, you may find it hard to find any kind of difference whatsoever, because the compression was really that good. Okay, so now you can see that you can actually create smaller files or playable files that you can upload, or you can use to just keep with yourself for further distribution. Okay, so this is one of the formats that we require. You can actually choose to create any kind of formats from QuickTime. So you can go and choose this part, which is called for web, and you can create different versions, which could be for mobile phones or desktops or broadband and stuff like that. Okay, so you can explore that part by yourself. The second part is creating a version which is very web friendly, or which is very streaming friendly. So for that we will create a FLV format. So you go to File, Export, Media, and from this I will choose FLV, and I will just go down and make sure that my settings are not F4V but FLV, and I will go to video. I will resize the video to my sequence specifications, so it is there is no scaling going on there. So 1280 by 720 frames per second was 25, and I will leave this encoding to CBR. Now here is the most important part when you are exporting a video to FLV, which is the bitrate. Okay, so check this particular part, which is 1600, and this part, which is the estimated file size. Let's say I increase it to 5000. As I increase it to 5000, you can see the estimated file size increases. Okay, which means the more the bitrate, the better the size, the better the quality of the video, but the file size will increase. Okay, so I usually put it to a very high value because it doesn't really matter, because it's a very short film. The file size may not go up to like GBs, it will remain under a few hundred MBs. So I keep it like something like 10,000 or something. Okay, and now my file size is 22 MB, which is really nice, and that should be enough. Then later I just choose it as the best quality, increase the target to be 100%. Okay, and that is all you need to export your video from uncompressed MOV to FLV format. And I will just choose my final versions folder, and I will call it final edit FLV. Okay, save, export. So exported. I will check my final versions folder. So now I have three versions. One is the uncompressed MOV, the master file that I should always keep with me if I want to retain my short film well. Then I created a H264 compressed version from it, and then I created FLV. Okay, so I play the FLV now. As you can see, there is not much loss in the quality, but the file is really compressed and very streaming friendly. Okay, so that is really all about you need to know in terms of exporting videos from Premiere Pro. Thanks for watching.